Welcome to the Brady Bunch of Autism, your source for family, parenting, and all things autism and special needs. Created by our family for your family. Live from the Ed Asner Family Center. And now your hosts, Navah and Matt Asner.
Good day. Welcome to another episode of the Brady Bunch of Autism. I'm Matt Asner.
And I'm Navah Asner.
And here we are on a special day.
Very special day. Today is World Autism Acceptance Day, Matt.
Or Autism Awareness Day, as people used to call it.
Back in your day, right?
Back in my day. And you know, where are we? Let's talk about this, because the first thing, we got a great show for you today. It's going to be an interesting show. We are going to turn the reins over to one of our participants in the Ed Asner Family Center Academy a little later on, who is deeply ensconced in our podcasting show, our podcasting class. And she's going to give you a little taste of what it's like to be Maggie. Right?
Yeah. I think it's important for us to include autistic voices in everything we do. I think it's something that we have always made it our mission statement, kind of. But today is going to be fun because Maggie is going to take over, and she's going to talk about a new class we started last semester called Podcasting 101 with our amazing podcast teacher, Max. And Max and Maggie are just going to
vamp.
They're going to vamp, but I think she has something planned.
She's got her podcast
yes,
going on. All right, so that's going to be the last 15 minutes of this show. And the first 15 minutes is going to be us vamping. And what are we going to vamp about? We're going to vamp about the state of autism. So what is the state of autism? Come on. So let's talk about this. So to put things in context here, you know, when my brother was born, who was autistic and was diagnosed, it was 1 in 10,000. And now it is, and I don't have the
1 in
numbers
36.
1 in 36. I thought that's what it was. It's 1 in 36 now. So that's, 30 something years later.
It's insane. It's incredible.
So that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And what does that mean, really? It just means there's a lot of autistic people out there.
I don't think anybody really knows why these incredible surges. And we're going to get, I'm sure Bobby Kennedy's going to get to the root of that.
You think?
No.
I don't think so either.
I won't go there.
Look, how long have we been looking into this? Been a long time.
It's
not a magic wand that you can wave.
I still am I will always hold fast to my theory that autism is kind of existing in certain genetic families. I know how prevalent it is in the Pasquitz and Asner family.
Yeah.
But
there's that old thing that my dad used to say.
What is that?
Well, people used to say, what do you think about autism? And he would say, like, well, my wife, says it shouldn't be called autism; it should be called Asnerism, and that's that's kind of a family joke, but it's definitely genetic. But there's also other factors. There's environmental factors and all sorts of stuff. But nothing has been proven yet.
My dad used to say that the more vulnerable the person is, the more that they are going to have an effect.
The more susceptible they are to the poisons of the world.
And also just
for sure.
The world itself becoming more toxic.
Yeah.
I think that has a huge, everything to do with it and with what's happening right now.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because you look at the past and you think, well, the world was a much more poisonous place in the past because we were, not thinking as much about, the things we think about today.
Yeah.
But that's not true. It's not true.
No, if you think about even the things that you ate as a young person, you're a lot older than I am, but I know that much older than me. But just the ingredients on some of the things that I just saw an article about, some of the ingredients on certain items that are still for sale in grocery stores today.
I would say you're right about that. But the fact is that the fact is that autism prevalence rates are fairly, similar for each nation you go to. So, whereas you could say that we eat more unhealthy food than everyone else, Americans do.
Yeah.
You would think that we would have more autism here than.
But I think other countries are also mimicking ours in the way that they're also eating.
Yeah, but our food here is very unhealthy.
I agree, but we just saw that show about living to be 100 or wherever, where Osaka, Japan was the healthiest place in the world. Now they have huge instances of obesity and,
because they've changed the way they eat.
Yes, exactly.
The fact is that you're right. The world eats very similar nowadays. Yeah. You got McDonald's everywhere. No offense, McDonald's. You've got people are eating more on the go. There's, this is like a global thing. It's not just a local thing.
Well, I think
but the fact is that we have more crap in our food than most other countries.
And I think what we really need to talk about is the more alarming rate of profoundly autistic kids that are being diagnosed, not just autism level 1 like our guys, but profoundly autistic kids. That number is rising.
Yes, it is. And let's talk about, that for a minute. And, the autism community. The autism community is unlike any other community because it's comprised of people who are living life with autism.
Right.
Or with people with autism. And each person,
or people who love somebody with autism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And each person's own story is righteous, I think. And that's what we don't factor into when we talk about all this. Is that there's a person with who has higher support needs, who's living their life with their family, and they have their own story to tell. There's a person with low support needs who's living their life and has their own story to tell. They're different stories. They're not the same story.
But both stories are
equally as important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's the part that's really fractured our community. And, I always, as I consider myself neurodivergent, I have numerous autistic kids. I have, panic disorder. I have a lot going on, but I also really feel like there's this huge divide between my friends who are parents who have autistic kids, most of them profoundly autistic, and then my friends who are actual autistic and advocates, some self-diagnosed, some self-advocates. And, I totally understand both sides of each one of their stories. But to me, it's like, I say the same story to both of them, which is, I understand your position, but I don't think unless you go into that person's house and live in their house and walk in their shoes, that you have the right to dictate to somebody else that they're not living an authentic life, and they're not living an authentic life for their children or about their children or for themselves. So on both sides, I feel there's this divide, and I wish there was more ways of kind of healing this divide, because, especially now with the uncertainty of all of our, our community's funding, we need to come together. We need to kind of band together in this uncertain time.
Well, Navah, I think you're right. I know
that was my Norma Ray moment.
I think that, honestly, they say that autism awareness is, we're all aware of autism. We have enough awareness. We're aware enough.
Yeah.
Is that really true? Do you think that's really true?
I think that there are so many level 1 autistics that are in the limelight. Like you talked about the K word. I won't mention his name, and Elon, and now that wonderful little girl from The Last of Us. Her name slips me.
Bella Ramsey. So I think there's a lot of voices for the kids with level 1 autism, but I still think that when I see
some of our friends who have profoundly autistic kids and the challenges, the overwhelming challenges that they face in financial challenges and,
I think that's true.
Relationships within their families. I think that is not enough. And you and I both, we try very hard to promote those organizations that are trying to help and bring, the other day there was a Profound Autism Day on St. Patty's Day for some reason. We'll have to find out why that was. But I think it's really important that those voices are heard and people really understand. And that element of awareness, I think, needs to have more focus on, because if the funding is for a second challenged or God forbid taken, I think those are the families that are really going to feel it the hardest, because especially if their children are in residential housing and there's no other choice except for that residential setting. I really think that there needs to be more awareness for our profound autistic friends.
I agree with you, but I also think I still don't think people are aware of what autism is. I mean, I think they kind of get it. They kind of understand it a little bit. I still think people are woefully ill-informed about, the issues of autism that autistic people face every day. Even lower support needs individuals.
Well, yeah, I think our last show kind of we really talked about that and how somebody with low.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and not only that. I mean, when you have the media talking about this creep in, I don't even want to mention his name really.
The Idaho guy.
Yeah, I mean. When you have like a defense team trying to kind of make an issue out of that, that says to me that people don't understand autism really. Because what the hell does that have to do with anything?
No, it doesn't.
No one commits a crime because they're autistic. I'm sorry, it's not true. Mm-hmm. And anyone who says anything about that, who says that's a possibility, no, it's not. And it's insulting as a parent. It's insulting to me for them to even bring that up in the conversation.
Right.
When I hear that, it makes me sick.
Yeah.
I
think that is what their job is to make any excuse and to find an excuse.
Well, look what they have to do.
And I pray that that's not enough, because, those families, I'm following that case.
Yeah.
I love
yes, you do.
True crime. That's my thing. But anyway, I think that's what we were experiencing with Kanye, and trying to excuse all of his horrible.
It's like that's not it.
Yeah,
that's not the reason.
That's not okay.
But it's not the reason.
No.
No. The reason is he's an a-hole.
Right.
That's what the reason is.
Yeah.
He has.
I think he's got more going on. I mean, maybe he is autistic, but he's
there's a lot of hate there, isn't there?
Well, I think he's got something else, some sort of, bipolar or something else.
Well, something, yeah.
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 Anyway, on that cheerful note.
Well, but we have come a long way. And there are more services out there for people. Hopefully, they're going to stay there. And, I think we're in a place where acceptance is the most important thing. So see, I've come full circle.
Well, I haven't been in this world as long as you have, but I definitely see that even when my brother Israel's son was diagnosed, and there was a stigma, it was like, this nephew's autistic, and God forbid one of our kids be autistic. And I thought those things. I thought those things when I was pregnant. I was like, because I was so fearful of autism, and there was a stigma. And I think even in those past, I guess it's been like, let's say 25 years, I do see that there has been a huge increase in acceptance and kind of inclusion. Mm-hmm. We see that with our incredible academy being included with the staff at Funko. And I think that that's a great start. I think there's a lot more work to be done. Roll up your sleeves, Maddie.
Exactly. What do you think of the state of autism in film?
Well, I think it's gotten better. I think for sure. I mean, since you first put Autfest out, I don't remember what year that was, but at least 5 years ago, I see a lot more inclusion. Our social director, Chelsea Darnell, is helping cast for Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, which comes out on today. Comes out today.
Yeah.
I think so. Everyone has to go home and watch and binge.
Yeah,
Love
I
on
love
the
that
Spectrum.
show. I love that show. I remember you and I binged it one weekend, and I just really just connected with the concept of having the love coach who would come to the parents' house and really meet and just get involved in their life in a more personal way, and then help them along the way.
Right.
Because dating is not about just that first date or a speed date or whatever. It's about helping them succeed in the long run. And, Krissa, our mental health director, and I went out and we created the Dating Spectrum, which is our relationship our relationship program, but it's not specifically about relationships. It's actually currently running right now. It's autistically co-created and autistically co-led. But it's really important that even though there's the word dating in the title, it's really about getting self-confidence and getting the confidence to enter a chat room or talk to somebody online or in person, or just when you're ready to go out and think about any kind of social kind of interaction, that you feel you've created the tools with this program to feel confident to do that.
There you go. Well, we're just about out of time for our segment, but I wanted to mention, because we just came back from New York and had an incredible time there. Did we not?
Yes, I actually got on a plane, everyone. It was a miracle.
Amazing.
And it's pharmaceuticals are necessary when this is why they made them. I mean, this is why people can get on planes.
Why did we go to New York? We went to New York because we went to see A Night of Too Many Stars.
Yes.
Which is the Beacon Theater on Monday, the 31st of March. And we had a great time. I mean, what a great evening. Fun. They had amazing auction items. One was like being interviewed by Drew Barrymore. Who wouldn't want that? It was a blast, wasn't it?
It was.
Some great comics.
Just want to do a shout out again. Thank you so much, Michelle, for your invite. And we hope to go back again next year. One of the
high, exciting autism events of the year.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so rare that you and I get to go anywhere by ourselves.
Yeah.
And so when we have that opportunity, it was such a treat. And even if I did have to get on a plane, it was worth it.
So thank you to the Smigels for making us feel so welcome.
And of course, Next for Autism.
And Next for Autism, who
has done so much for the center,
have given the Dating Spectrum 2 grants. So
and the Friendship Builder.
And the Friendship Builder.
Yes.
So we're going to actually now transition to Max and Maggie, and just a little bit. I want to say a little bit about Maggie. Maggie's an incredible young woman who comes to the academy. She is literally a ray of sunshine every time I see her. We meet in the hallway pretty much every day and either commiserate or co-celebrate the adventures of the Los Angeles Kings. And it's just something I look forward to every day. And I'm sure what she has to say is pretty damn important, so people should listen. And then we'll come right back after Max and Maggie to say goodbye until next week. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Max and Maggie.
Hey, everybody, this is Max and Maggie sitting in the podcasting room.
Hey.
Hey, we are here.
I'm used to doing it. Now,
I know, right?
Now it's like just me and you.
I know, right?
I never did that with you, actually.
I know, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's just evidence of how much we've learned
Yes.
in our podcasting class, which we're here to talk about. And I teach the podcasting class at the Ed Asner Family Center Academy, and Maggie is one of my wonderful students who just only a couple days ago wrapped her first ever podcast episode, and it went amazingly. So yeah, we're just going to talk a little bit about it and talk about the experience.
Yes, we are actually. I'm loving it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, had you ever wanted to do podcasting before class?
I always want to start my own podcast.
Really?
Yeah, I never want to do reality TV shows.
Reality TV. Okay.
I never
That's not my style either.
No, it's never my style. I only want to do podcasts, actually.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think being on a reality TV show would actually be my worst nightmare.
And exactly, yeah.
I think it would do horrible things to my brain.
Yeah.
But it's so awesome to hear that you wanted to do a podcast, and then we kind of got the chance to do it.
Yes.
And this is just the first semester of it.
I
We're gonna
know.
have next semester too.
I know.
We'll plan another episode, whatever you want to do. And now you've got one under your belt.
Yes.
It'll be easier to plan another one.
Yes.
And probably do more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So why don't we tell a little bit about what we talked about in your episode?
Oh, we talk about art and craft.
Right.
With Jackie, actually.
Jackie, one of our, our coworkers, one of our instructors, teaching media class at the academy.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely true. Talked about arts and crafts.
Yes.
And also about sort of your journey as an artist.
Yes.
Her journey as an artist.
Exactly. She started the beginning. She was 2, she told me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so great. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. And we also got a chance to talk a little bit about something else you're passionate about outside of Academy, which is your YouTube channel.
Yes, my YouTube channel.
Just kind of underwent a little rebrand.
Yes.
You just kind of reworked it a little bit.
You guys want to follow me, it's Craft Corner, everyone.
Yep.
It's
Maggie's Craft Corner.
Yes.
Yep. On YouTube.
Yep.
You can find it anywhere. Super easy. You can do youtube.com/Maggie's Craft Corner.
Yes.
I tell him I should share with your mom.
Oh, you showed her?
Yes.
That's great.
I sent it on Instagram, actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have Reels on Instagram also?
You can put it on your Instagram, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, you're cross-platform.
Yes.
That's awesome. Good for you, Maggie. That's sweet. But yeah, so a little bit more also just about the podcasting class in general. You know, we kind of had a lead up to actually recording over the last 2 months, you know.
Yes.
We were working on maybe a little shy of that. It's like a month and a half, I would say.
Yeah.
But we over the course of the sort of beginning weeks, you know, as you remember, we started to plan first our scripts.
Yes.
We worked on our scripts and we also started to do exercises about host versus guest mentality, sort of conversation skills, and also proper hosting technique using a microphone.
Yes.
Right. We did learn a little bit about the gear of the room and stuff like that. And we did a couple exercises to sort of keep us on our toes in conversation, right?
Yes.
Sort of help us to keep the flow going.
Yes.
And also learn how to best give our guests their space.
Yes, exactly.
And you always did a great job.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody did, really. I was so proud of everybody's work.
I miss my Anthony already.
I know. Us too.
I'm so bummed he's not here anymore. I feel like
I know.
I'm like so bummed because he always helps me turn on my earpiece now.
Yeah.
My headphones. So now it's like so weird.
Now you're all alone. Have to do it yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. And now I'm not happy about it.
I know. We miss Anthony. Anthony was one of our coworkers who just departed, but for good reason. He's going off to do some awesome stuff for himself.
Yes.
But I know. I miss Anthony too. He was a big part of podcasting. He was a huge help, and He was on also some of our friends' shows. He was the guest on a couple people's shows. He talked about the NBA with Daniel.
Yes.
That was a good episode. That'll be coming at you on the internet for our listeners.
Yes.
We'll have everybody's podcast episodes from our Academy podcasting class will get posted online.
Yes.
And then also on Maggie's YouTube channel, we are also going to have a cut of her podcasting video with the audio overlaid into it.
But I'm not telling my YouTube yet. I'm surprising them, actually.
You're surprising them with what?
My podcast, they don't know yet.
Oh, your subscribers.
Yeah, they don't know yet, so I'm surprising them, and they don't know yet. So
that's exciting. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. No, that's something to look forward to for everybody listening at home. But that's basically it. I mean, we are going to have another round of podcasting class in our next semester. We're going to plan a new episode for, people who are doing it for the first time, folks like us that have done it before. And we're going to have a blast. It's going to be awesome. And I hope that everybody is excited and ready to sort of hear those episodes with us as they come out, and the round of episodes that we just finished too. So from us here at the studio, thanks so much for listening. I want to send everybody a big happy World Autism Acceptance Day. Also, we're taping this episode specifically for that reason. So we it's a big part of our lives, and love to everyone that's listening, But
it was hot today.
it was very hot today.
I didn't know what was going to happen this weather.
I know.
I feel like it's always raining, cold, or it goes back to winter.
I know, seriously. And we're all the way in, the flats of the valley, so it's been like 95
I know.
degrees.
I don't know why. What is it about this weather?
It's getting down to the summer. That's what it is. Maggie, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
I'm so glad we got to do this.
Yes.
I got to watch you on one side. Now we're doing it together. We'll do it again.
Now it's time for Woofy now.
I know, right? Yeah, we got to get him
now
involved.
I need to... we need to do both.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, you, and Woofy.
Let's do it. All three. Next one.
Yeah.
You got that to look forward to, people. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to turn it back over now. That's
Yes.
me and Maggie signing off.
Yes.
Everybody have a great one.
Now it's back to Navah and Matt now.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Max and Maggie. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Incredible.
And thank you so much, Maggie. You are an amazing, amazing speaker. Maggie actually spoke at our poker tournament, and she was one of our center representatives last year, and she was amazing. And Max, who is our cooking, he runs the cooking class and teaches Podcast 101.
So we'll probably have these podcasts that our participants are creating. Maybe we'll we'll feature an episode here and there on our exciting show. But until next week now, or until 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
We just want to say thanks for listening.
And happy World Autism Acceptance Day, Maddie.
Happy World Autism Acceptance Day.
Thank you
Navah.
guys so much for listening.
World Autism Acceptance Day for all of you. Thanks for listening.
Thank you all. Shalom aloha.
We'll see you soon.